Hi, it's Sandy Wyllie. Welcome to my mental health channel, where I wipe away the stigma of mental illness by talking about my own personal struggles, having borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety and depression. I talk about narcissism and schizophrenia, and I even wrote in the book, Life with My Schizophrenic Father here. My childhood memoir. I talk about my unethical psychologists who sexually exploited me and had sexual unethical relationships with me, and I've written books about them too, along with my poetry books. All the links to these books are down below in the description, and they're all available on Amazon. The only caveat I need to say here, which is important, is that I am not a licensed therapist. I do not hold a degree in psychology, so I cannot diagnose you or give you even a professional opinion. And all I ask in turn of you is your kindness, please, and respect in the comments. Now, if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. That way you will be notified each and every time a new video of mine comes out. It's 100% free, so what do you have to lose? Stick around, take a chance, give it a thumbs up. Please share my videos with your friends and your family on your social media platforms. You don't have to ask ahead of time. If you would like to support my channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. I want to give another big shout out again to 𝗂𝗀𝗃, because again, for a second time, she has bought me a coffee. And she's like the only person who's done it, and she's done it twice. So thank you, 𝗂𝗀𝗃. I really, really appreciate it. And she's also bought a book, but other people are buying books too. So I really want to push these books because they tell a lot of what I want to get out there to the public about what happened to me in therapy, which is very important. Today, what we're going to talk about is a C3PO. No, it's not that. Is the 3 secrets of letting go. Now, if you're like me, and most people have a hard time of letting go to certain things, whether they are letting go of your past, which is predominantly why I do this channel too, because of all the past trauma I've been through. It's very hard for me, to let go of that. And I've gone into detail about that in other videos, whether it's relationships, whether it's a dream or a person, or letting go of an idea. We form these attachments to things, and we're like gripped onto it, and they only harm us. All right, so I'm going to share with you this story, this classic tale of the monkeys and the nuts in the jar. And this is a classic tale that teaches about how holding on to something can be very harmful to you. There was a hunter who wanted to, trap a monkey. So what he did is he took this big jar. It was very wide on the bottom, but very narrow on the top. So it had a very narrow opening, but then it got wider on the bottom. And he filled it with nuts. Monkey comes along. The monkey loves nuts, sees the jar filled with delicious, yummy nuts, and puts his hand. The opening was big enough for the monkey to put his hand in. But when the monkey grabbed onto the nuts, he couldn't get his hand out of the jar because the opening was only wide enough for his hand and arm to go in. With his handful of nuts, the opening wasn't big enough for the monkey to take the nuts out of the jar. See what I'm saying? He could only put his hand in, that's it. But when he tried to, grab all the nuts to take them out, they wouldn't come out of that narrow opening. So the hunter comes by, and what does the monkey do? He's still trying to hold on to those nuts. Instead of letting the nuts go and running off, because he was so fixated on holding on to those nuts that he didn't see or care about the hunter coming. And, well, what do you think happened to the monkey? So, yeah, the moral of the story is that, you have, sometimes letting go is necessary for survival. In that case, it was. So, also the moral of that story is attachment leads to suffering. Detachment leads to freedom. If you go by the moral of that story, the attachment to those nuts made the monkey, it ended his life, led to his suffering. If he let go of those nuts when he saw the hunter in the distance, he could have run off, and that would have led to his freedom. So the more desperate we are to hold on to whatever it is we're gripping like this for dear life, a person, the past, a job, money, fame, this is going to be our undoing. And it is mine too, okay? So we got to learn the lesson about not being emotionally attached to the outcome, all right? So how do we do this? There's 3 steps. The first one is acknowledgement. The second one is self-inquiry, inquiring. And excuse me, because I still have an awful cold. It's the cold that never goes away. My whole family still has the cold. Can you believe it? And the third one is achieving flow. And I'm going to talk about all 3 right now. The first one is acknowledgement. That's easy enough. You ask yourself, what are you attached to? And I can answer that for myself now. I'm attached to numbers. How many people are buying my books? How many people are watching my YouTube channel? How many subscribers did I get since yesterday? So I'm too fixated on numbers. Before in the past, I was attached to people. I was attached to my psychologist, Dr. Richard Geist, Dr. 𝗤𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗲. I was attached to the outcome. I had fantasies of being married to Dr. 𝗤𝗵𝗵𝗲𝗲, moving into his $1 million condo, having his child, even though I was 50. I had some fantasy that I could have a baby at 50 years old, because I was still ovulating every 28 days. I was still having a menstrual cycle. But other people told me that don't be ridiculous. Just because you're ovulating, it doesn't mean your eggs are any good. Right? I could have outdated eggs in my refrigerator that are a year old. And I could say, well, I have a dozen eggs. Look, the expiration date is 2023. It doesn't mean they're any good or I can eat them. Well, even though I was ovulating every 28 days, like I did, for years and years, those eggs were no good, But anyway, I was fixated on this outcome. So that's what you got to ask yourself. What is it? Fame, fortune, money, a relationship, a guy, a girl, what is it that, you can't let go of? Acknowledging anything is always the first step, all right? If you don't acknowledge you have a problem, then you can't help yourself because you're in denial. If I can't acknowledge, if, I need to lose some weight, then I'm never going to lose weight because I'm never going to cut down what I eat or exercise because I'm going to say, nothing wrong with me, I'm fine, Or with my drinking, if I say, so what, I have 4 vodka drinks a night, that's no problem with that. You have to acknowledge, yes, this is, this is a problem. This is what I'm holding on to, and it's not serving me any purpose, just like it didn't serve the monkey to hold on to those nuts. He couldn't get his hand out of the jar, and the hunter was there, and that was... Okay, so once we you acknowledge what it is that you're holding on to that isn't helping you. The second thing is self-inquiry. We have to ask ourselves why, because there's usually a deeper meaning behind what it is that we're holding on to. And it usually has to do with, believe it or not, this is a mental health channel, our childhood trauma. Now, what does it mean? I'll just use myself as an example. What does it mean to me if I have X amount of subscribers, or I get X amount of views, or I get a certain amount of people buying my books? What does that really mean, to me? What's the deeper meaning behind that? And I have to do some, self-reflecting, self-inquiry, inquiring. This is the second step now in letting go, as to why I'm holding on so tightly to numbers. What do the numbers mean? What does it mean to me if I got 500,000 subscribers? What does it mean to me if 1,000 people buy my book tomorrow or buy my books? I think what it means to me is I won't feel so invisible. I won't feel nil, void, like a nothing, that I'll be seen. So why is it so important for me to be seen? Because I was never seen as a child. I was never seen by my mother. My father, was, in and out of psychosis most of the time from his schizophrenia. So I was partly seen, Sometimes I was seen by my dad, but other times he was too mentally sick to see me. And I was never seen by my mother. And I never had any friends, I never kept any close friends. So I really feel invisible. I feel a void. I feel empty. I feel like I'm nothing. So the real reason behind my obsession with holding on to numbers, is because if I had more subscribers or more viewers watching my video, I would feel like a somebody. When I look at other women my age, like the last woman who's 65 years old, she hadn't done a video in 2 weeks because she was sick. I've been sick every day. I can barely talk. I feel all nasally, and I still come out and do a video. And then she comes on and did a video about how she had an emotional affair with a lawyer. That was the video. They weren't sexual or anything. That she had a hard time getting over that he was married, and he left her. He said he wanted to work on his relationship with his wife. That was the extent of the video. And she hadn't done one in 2 weeks because she had a cold like me, and she didn't come on hoarse and congested just like I do. And overnight, that woman got 44,000 views on that video. It was like a 17-minute video. And I'm going, what did my video do the next day? Under 100 views. This woman has only 30 videos. She's only been on YouTube for 2 months. She's 65 years old. And I'm going, she has 32,000 subscribers. I've been on 5 years. I can't even get 5,000 subscribers in 5 years. Not even 5. So, what is the real meaning behind this? I'm not seen. I feel like this woman, everyone likes her. She's popular. She's so much better than me. I'm nothing. I'm no one. And this is the real reason I hold on to that, is because underneath that is that I really feel like nothing, that nobody likes me. They all like her. Nobody watches me. No one wants to subscribe to my channel. I know, like, I'm very grateful for the people that do. But when you do a video and, you know, you talk about how you had a hard time getting over a relationship with your ex-boyfriend who was married and a lawyer, and it wasn't even a sexual relationship, and you get 44,000 views. 44,000 overnight. 44,000. You know, how does that make me feel? Of course I'm jealous. Jealous as hell. But the real reason is I feel like no one likes me. No one's watching me. Like I'm a nothing. She's like the popular girl in high school who has all the friends and all the guys, you know, she gets all the dates. Everyone, all the girls flock to her because they want to be just like her. All the guys flock to her because they want her, you know. And I'm the ugly, you know, chubby, pimply, big nose, shy, you know, stupid. Like my mother says, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, and no one wants me. So it goes back to past childhood trauma. So that's the second step, self-inquiry. The third step is achieving flow. Now, how do we achieve flow? I achieve flow by doing what I love and what I'm passionate about, and letting go of my emotional attachment to the outcome, to the numbers. Excuse me, the more I talk, the more hoarse I'm going to get. So I'm going to end this video soon. I just want to talk about achieving flow. I just keep doing it. I keep doing what I love. I keep putting myself out there every single day, 7 days a week, and every single, whether I'm very, very sick like I am now, and I can barely talk, but I still come on and give it my best shot, knowing like, I'm going to sound like shit. I'm going to sound like crap because I'm still congested and I still have this cold. All right. I'm not going to go 2 weeks like she did because she sounded crappy and had a bad cold like me and didn't want to come on sounding like this, like I do. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. Push through it because that's how much I feel passionate about what I do. It's like I'm married to this in sickness and in health, you know. Yeah, I'm married. I'm dedicated that much to my YouTube channel that it's like in sickness and in health, I'm still going to push through and do it. But I just concentrate on what I'm doing, what I'm putting out every day, trying to make it the best possible video that I've done so far, and let go of the numbers, let go of the outcome, you know, detach myself from that outcome. You know, I think yesterday's video didn't even break 100 views. I thought it was a pretty good video, but most people, I guess, didn't, because out of the 4,000 subscribers I have, less than 100 people viewed it. And I have 4,000 subscribers, so very, very few people watched it. But yet I was very sick, and I came on, you know, I had a bad sore throat. I had like an ear infection. I came on, put my best foot forward, did my best to present myself, made myself up, even though I was sick as anything, you know, and put myself forward, and just people weren't interested in my video. But just the same, I push forward, and I just got to let go of the people that aren't interested and just, you know, say that some people are watching. I don't know how many people, under 100, maybe 70 people saw it or something. I don't know. But at least come forward for those 70 people, see? At least come forward for the people who do watch it, who do appreciate what I do. Even if it's only a little handful, I still appreciate that little handful. You know, be grateful for what you have. So those are the 3 things that you can do. Acknowledge what you're holding on to. Ask yourself, inquire why, what's the reason behind it. And then achieving flow is doing what you feel passionate about, and letting go of the outcome. You know, just keep going, doing what I love doing, and letting go of what numbers it's going to produce, you know, because I have no control over that. All I can do, is put my best foot forward every single day. I have no control who is going to watch my videos. That's out of my hands. You know, I have no control who's going to subscribe to my channel or buy my books. That's out of my hands. The only thing I control is putting out a good product every single day, being present, being focused, and doing my best. And that's all you can do too, all right? I'm going to let you guys go now before my and go take a lozenge because my throat's killing me. All right, until next time, let's hear from you. Please comment and let me know what you think. And I also ask in the community about what kind of videos you like, the length of the videos. I ask you those questions because it's very important to get feedback from you of what you want from this channel. It's our channel. What do you want from it? What are you going to gain from it? All right. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye.